So yeah, I just wanted to make a quick reel about this. What is Ayurveda? I was just asked this again, and I thought instead of completely telling everybody each time what is Ayurveda, I will just make a video and then I'll point them here for the future. So what is Ayurveda? Well, it is a Sanskrit word. Ayur means to study or the science of, and Veda means life. So it's kind of like the study of life or the science of life. It originated in India over 5,000 years ago, and it is here to help mankind find their balance, to find their perfect health within mind, body, and spirit, find their svastha, so that they can live a happy life and they can fulfill their higher purposes. Whatever your higher purpose is, everybody has different dharmas, everyone has different goals, but in traditionally, a lot of the higher purposes was become enlightened. So, but before that happens, Ayurveda is a science that helps a person to understand themselves. The lens of Ayurveda is that we look at ourselves as the elements, or a combination of the elements. So the elements in Ayurveda, from the most gross to the most subtle, is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So ether is kind of like, you can think of like space, or what fills the space. We think about the energies, but we also think about the qualities of the energies. For example, like earth is heavy, dense, solid, stable. It's cold, fire, it's hot, it's light, it's sharp. Air, it's mobile, it's light, it's dry, it's cold. You kind of think about like how you feel when you're in the elements as well. If you're in the wind, it's dry because if you have like clothes hanging on your clothesline and it's in the wind, it's going to dry. Or if it's in the sun, it's going to dry. So also, like if we have a lot of wind in our body, we become drier. If we have a lot of heat in our body, we become drier. So when any type of disease or dis-ease that we have in our body, it is related to accumulation, excess of, or an imbalance of these energies. So they believe that everyone's born with a prakruti. A prakruti is a Sanskrit word for your elemental makeup since conception, and then vikruti is the nature of the imbalance that you might have. So I'll just, for myself, for example, I'm a pitta vata person, and if I used to have a really bad vata imbalance, I would be love to stay up all night long, really have a hard time, like insomnia, love to travel here, there, always forgot information, and I became dry, my lips were always dry, I would get constipated easily, anxious, all these like mobility of the mind, these type of anxiety, these type of things would happen. Sometimes I can go out of balance with my pitta, the fire quality. So within Ayurveda, there's also like it's a science, so there's a whole lot to understand. There's the building blocks to understand it, and you can do that by picking up different Ayurvedic books. I'm going to be like making more videos about Ayurveda and the different information too, but there's something that most people know about is like the doshas. So Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Vata is air and ether, Pitta is fire and water, with more like the oily quality of things, and then Kapha is the earth and water. So you might say like you're a primarily Pitta person or Pitta Kapha person, like you're like a fire, earth, and water person. Or maybe you're a primarily a Vata Pitta person, you're primarily like an air and ether fire person. So anyways, okay, so these are all things to kind of like who you are and what's happening. But if you are like, for example, a fire person, you might go out of balance in fire easily because fire wants more fire. And so you might become like a workaholic, more intense, more angry, a sharp tongue. I might get like diarrhea because that's how the body gets rid of extra heat. And you can also get maybe like skin problems like red rashes and different things like that, which is all related to excess fire. To bring balance to that, is you have to bring what puts out fire? Earth and water. So you would bring in qualities that are opposite to fire. So instead of like eating deep fried fish tacos with spicy salsa on it and drinking a whiskey, and then like going out all day to the beach and then playing some intense sports, it'd be good to like switch it up. Instead of having like a fried fish taco, you have like a steamed fish taco. Instead of having the hot sauce on it, you have some cilantro sauce. So cilantro is something cooling. Maybe you have some like cucumber salad next to it. Instead of playing intense sports, maybe you go and do like a yin class, or maybe go and do some walking in the forest. Instead of being out in the sun all day long, you want to go get some shade and just go to the beach like in the morning and the afternoon, but avoid the direct sun because you already have enough heat into you. So this is what you can kind of like these like different things in your life. Also like the colors, you're not gonna want to wear red if you have a heating color. If you have a fire imbalance, you want to wear something that's more grounding, like maybe like brown or earth tones or something even pale, pastel. So yes, the colors that are on us, the scents that we smell, and the different essential oils, all the scents, they all are energies, and they can affect us. How people talk, how they're talking, what they're talking about affects us. If they're talking about really etheric ideas, it's going to bring more etheric energy to us. If they're talking really earthy, it's going to help ground us. You might have some of those friends that that you feel like a certain way around certain people. They bring out certain aspects of you, but they also like kind of also changing your energy if you're around them, if you're allowing them to change your energy. Food for thought. So so you get exposed to like everything, especially like the diet. What we're eating is like a huge thing that people are affected by, but that's not it. So when I work with people, so I'm an Ayurveda counselor. So people come to me, usually they're people that are already a little bit conscious that they're wanting to make a change, maybe some change in their diet or lifestyle. They have maybe some digestive problems. Ayurveda really, really focuses about the digestion. It's not about weight loss. It's not about looking good. It's not about it's a diet that's trying to make you feel balanced. So usually by following an Ayurvedic diet, you will find your perfect weight and everything as well. And then you also gives you information about how if you wanted to build more muscle, more mass, obviously you're going to take in more kapha type things or more like sweet foods. Sweet food increases earth and water. So there's these kind of things that you can do, but the most important thing is it's not about how you physically look, it's about how you can digest the food. And so whatever foods that you are taking in, a lot of times Ayurvedic food has this rap that has to be like cooked food, slightly cooked, oily, spiced food, like spiced with like the Indian type of spices like cumin, turmeric, or things that you can associate with the curries and such. But it's not necessarily like Ayurvedic diet is just eat enough food in a conscious way, that with the 6 flavors, but with the flavors that are best for you as your primary flavors in your meals. And eat it in a way that you're taking breaks in between your meals so that you can properly digest the food before going on to the next meal. You're not eating right before bed, like these type of things. Also routines about eating food, like eating food at the same time of day. This really, really helps the metabolism or like the hormones or like the vata energy. It helps just bring stability to the body. People who have hormonal problems, in Ayurveda this would be like hormonal problems is due to like a vata imbalance. Too much air and ether, too much movement happening in the body, it causes an irregularity. So to like help out all these irregularities, bringing routine into the life, stability, it really, really helps. So Ayurveda, it is an ancient spiritual science that works about finding the balance within your mind, body, and spirit through diet, through consciously choosing the right food and flavors for yourself to nourish yourself, eating the right amount of food, not overeating, leaving about 75% or 25% of your stomach available so that your body can actually mix the food properly. not drinking in cold drinks, which cools down the fire, digestive fire. You know, there's like a whole bunch of healthy eating guidelines that you would follow if you're following an Ayurvedic lifestyle, and they all make sense. And they're not always easy to do in this modern time, especially when you're used to breaking all these rules. But when you realize, like, why are you eating? You're eating normally to nourish yourself. You know, you want to feel good and you want to be healthy. But if you eat food in a way that is you're unable to digest it, and you have digestive symptoms after eating, well, then that food is no longer nourishing. It actually becomes toxic to you. It can, and this toxicity, or ama, it can like build up over time, and it can cause things like high cholesterol, just like other issues in the body, including like even brain fog, you know. So there's a lot of people who have all these issues, these health imbalances, and it really just comes down to, like, if they could just revisit how what's important to them about eating. Is it just because it's just the flavor? Is it just a social thing? Or do you actually want to benefit from what you're eating, you know? So, so this Ayurveda is a lot about that. It's about digestion. Ayurveda and yoga are sister sciences. So if you're familiar with yoga, which most people have like a little bit of idea what yoga is now, unfortunately a lot of people have an idea what yoga is, but they don't actually have never tried it. And so if you never tried it, they will never know how amazing it feels when you actually connect to your higher self. You know, yoga is like the union. So it's not just people pretending to be saintly. It's actually a very, very beautiful and strong practice that I recommend to everybody and anybody, whatever age you're at, whatever if you're sitting in a chair and you can't move the chair, leave the chair, you know, you can still do yoga. You can still stretch, you can still move with your breath, you can still move your energy through the chakras, you can still do mantra, you can still do meditation, and pranayama, breathing exercises. And all these things are like, it's what we're here, like humans are here to, I mean, I guess maybe we're not here to know about ourselves, because it's crazy how little we know about ourselves. But we are, hopefully, you know, like, I think that health is like the most important thing in our lives. If you don't have your health, even if you have like $1 million, how can you enjoy it? You know, if you can't walk down the stairs and go have your $80 meal, you know, because you're stuck in bed, then what's the point? So it's like you need to, just enjoy life. Find that moderation. Ayurveda is all about moderation as well, and there's no like one set thing that's right for everybody. So that's why, like, for me, I work with somebody. They come to me. I give them an evaluation, like a consultation. It takes about 2 hours, and then after that, I give them the results. And then the results, I tell them what is their prakriti, what is their vikriti. This type of foods are the best for you. This color is best for you. This scent is best for you. And in this, like, especially best to help them with their vikriti if they have an imbalance. You know, throughout the year, different foods are going to be better for you because we're always changing. So is the environment. So just because you have the perfect diet for you right now, in winter, in summer, it might change. And often it's very easy to understand the change as well. So yeah, in a nutshell, Ayurveda is that. It's a spiritual science and a lifestyle that helps you to become your best version of yourself, become healthy, balanced in mind, body, and spirit, so that you can enjoy life, you can pursue your goals. And if you have any other questions, just ask me, okay? And I'm now off to the beach for my yoga routine. See you guys later.